I've been covering a lot of what Robert Picardo has been doing on Twitter lately because he's been pushing a lot like Mark Hamill, Stephen King, as one of these like celebrity actors who's building their base and clout structure through their extreme leftist politics and being a shill for the DNC. It seems like they're paid. I mean, I can't imagine why somebody would post this much and this consistently, just hating on half the country when you're like in a position of entertainment to have to try to capture that audience when you know it's going to cost you at least 20% of your audience. So, 20% of conservatives will just tune out because they don't want to deal with it. But I mean, you're risking 50%, right? It's crazy. But this is what they do. They have either such disdain for you, the average American, that's what they do, or they're paid. I'm kind of suspecting it's the latter because it's so consistent, and I don't believe anything that comes out of the media or anything out of mainstream entertainment is organic or real at this juncture. I've seen too much of ticket taking. I've seen too much of just false things getting propped up. And when real numbers come out for a lot of these things, you could always tell that they've been fake. All the excitement that was generated a lot of the time, we've learned comes from bot campaigns. This is happening with Rings of Power right now. They're pretending that it's more popular than it actually is, just like they did with The Acolyte, with the new Doctor Who. And so I think in order to try to maintain their roles, they try to make themselves into a political climate activist, I guess, right? And so that's what's going on here. Now, you can watch my other videos to see what he did earlier in the week. It would, of course, the first was a strange sort of why do people get upset about my political posting like he doesn't know. The second one was personally attacking me and, of course, trying to defame me personally while decrying name-calling in politics. That was pretty funny. And now he's actually gone at a small account fan. And this is kind of one of the things that you just don't do on social media. And there's another thing that happened today, which I'll get to towards the end of the video, which I'm very shocked about. Maybe like my coverage is actually making a difference, and maybe he's going to reach out to the other side of the aisle. I'm always the optimist over here. I don't ever expect anything, but I try to dream of a better world where people are less hateful, of course. But from my experiences, the hate that these people have for us as people, they typically would rather us dead than interact. But this is kind of different from Robert Picardo. So as much as he's got this one thing, he's maybe made an overture which might begin a redemption arc. Let's see what happens with this. My name's John Delarose, everybody. I'm a #1 best-selling science fiction author and the most trusted name in science fiction fandom. And that's why I've got the Fandom Pulse right here. I am writing new articles every day, and so that is a Substack, which is just a news site. And you can sign up for it and not miss those. It's in the description below. And I would love for you to check out my work right here. This is my science fiction trilogy, which has 2 side novels also, and then we're going to be spinning out a new space exploration series out of this world. If you love Star Trek from back in the day, especially like the Deep Space Nine and Babylon 5, I know I just called Babylon 5 Star Trek, but it's close enough. If you like that kind of thing where the stories really matter, where the characters really develop, you're going to love this. So check this out. It's in the description below. Grab the whole trilogy. It's on audiobook or ebook, print edition, any way you like to read. It's there for you. And thank you guys so much. This is a fun story. It builds to an epic climax over the trilogy. You'll absolutely love this. Like I said, grab this today in the description below. And please hit the like and subscribe button while you're here. Join us as we discuss what's going on with actors, with writers, directors, and everything in pop culture, especially science fiction, because that's what we care about. So I already kind of gave the background of where Robert Picardo's been at. He's been relentlessly posting. Like on many days, you wouldn't even see anything about Star Trek on his feed. You wouldn't know that he was part of that. And I saw this the other day and had to include this in the article because it's so ridiculous. Geeks and Nerds for Harris. So they're doing a whole shill event. And you notice you see Stacey Abrams at the top, the lady who ran for Georgia, ran a hate campaign against white people, is the headliner, right? So a lot of race grifting is involved in this kind of stuff. It's really sad that they've made everything about race. But that's how it's been. LeVar Burton's a part of this. He loves to go. I remember when he went on the O'Reilly Factor back in the day, complaining about being black. And I'm like, yeah, okay, multimillionaire Hollywood guy. I don't feel bad for you. I would definitely switch positions for sure. But you got a lot of people in here. Jonathan Frakes, a little surprised by that. I don't really see him political posting that much. Bill Nye, the science guy, super grifter there. Tim Russ and Jerry Ryan, two people who, again, need a lot of clout. You got George Takei, who's one of the most annoying people on X. He used to be funny. I mean, George Takei, his account, he built his account and built his fandom really from memes back in the day. If you guys, I'm going to bring it back to the lore. This is a long time ago now, because he started ranting about Republicans, I think, in the Romney sort of era, which, I mean, if you're ranting about that guy, it's like, really? I mean, that guy's pretty much a leftist as it is, but you know how it is. These guys are, like I said, probably paid for what they're doing. But he built his accounts online based on his memes back in the day for being funny. It's really sad to watch him turn into just a hateful, angry person over the last decade or so. But he did. And so that's where he gets. It's really weird because, like, you'd think, like, the gays, like, you know, you got your marriage, you got all the things you want, you got pride in every store shoved in everybody's faces all the time. You guys are doing degenerate things like peeing on each other in the streets during your little parades. You'd think that you'd be happy, but these people are just not happy, and that's what it comes down to. They want to bring everybody down with them and make everybody miserable with it. That's what they mean by equality at this point. Because they've got, you know, again, these are multimillionaires who are bitching at everybody else. And of course, Will Wheaton is going to be there too. The guy who couldn't even handle Twitter, ran off to Mastodon before it was even cool because too many people were saying, "Shut up, Wesley," to him. So it's a veritable who's who of just kind of failed actors trying to maintain their relevancy. Please clap, everybody. Tuesday, September 28th. It's a free live stream. Okay. Maybe we'll tune in and watch it live and make fun of it. That could be fun. So Robert Picardo, of course, is going to be in the upcoming Starfleet Academy. You know, I've made my comments on that. I'm not exactly thrilled about it. I mean, why would you do something spinning out of Discovery when Discovery was so failed, and taking these three actors on the left from Discovery and like bringing them back into a new show? It's like you just made Discovery Part 2 because you didn't want it to get canceled without Michael Burnham. I don't know what he's going to be doing in it. If he's going to be the hologram or whatnot, like, hologram shouldn't age. Maybe he's playing a different character. I don't know. Or maybe they're doing like some CGI thing. I'd love to ask him that if he does want to contact at some point. But this is what happened. So this Fallout Dave guy, and I'm 100% like with him that Fallout Dave went over the line here. This is you shouldn't go this far over politics either. But he says that you're a has-been who lives off Star Trek Voyager. Why do you think you matter to anyone? This isn't the over the line part. You're just like an even more pathetic version of Mark Hamill that nobody knows. And that's because Mark Hamill's account is just nasty politics all the time, too. You would never know that he was in Star Wars. Obnoxious, self-righteous, arrogant prick celebrity has-beens that are most pathetic Epstein clients. Now, that's my part where I'm like, okay, let's not venture into libel with the Epstein client thing. That's not cool. I get that you're frustrated and annoyed. I find it annoying too. I would love to be able to celebrate science fiction fandom and Star Trek and stuff with these people, but unfortunately, they're so hateful and they're so divisive and anti-inclusive, even though they use that word a lot, that they really don't allow the space to be open. So I get it. I'm frustrated too. Wouldn't go there. But what Robert Picardo did to this like minor account, a fan, is really gross, and it's honestly not I don't want anybody to go do reporting. I hate that crap. But it is not, this is a violation of X's terms of service for sure. He says, I always try to be courteous in social media and won't respond here. Please feel free to respond courteously, and then tags him in case Fallout Dave is an actual human, not a bot, on my behalf. So Robert Picardo has 300,000 plus followers, and he just directed people to targeted harass him, this guy, because he doesn't like this guy's reply to his political posts. All right, Robert, you're making incendiary political posts. You're going to get pushback. Doing this is just pretty disgusting, honestly. And I hate that you couch this stuff like this, because you were making these posts saying, if you're sick of the name calling, and then you go and name call people. And then you go personally attack me, on my feed just because I was saying Star Trek is a right-wing call. You came to my feed. That was not a post that was tagging you or anything. And you personally attacked me with libel and stuff, too. That was crazy. it's not courteous. Like when you say, I try to be courteous in social media and won't respond, and then you tag somebody and then encourage people, you're not being courteous. It's the opposite. That's just called lying. So just don't do it. But this is pretty sick. Like to use a giant account like this to attack a fan and to try to get everybody riled up attacking a fan also is really, really bad behavior. And this is the type of thing that makes people hate what you're doing. If you want to convert people to your political stuff, like this is not the way to do it. Attacking average people, attacking average fans, not good. It's a terrible look, and you should be ashamed of yourself for doing something like this. I would delete this right away. It's really bad. Now, Mark Hamill, of course, chimed in right away to encourage it. And again, it just shows how hateful and spiteful these people are. What an honor to be compared to you, Robert. Best always from your longtime fan. So the gaslighting here, like it was just some like, oh, this is just some friendly interchange. No, you just encouraged people, 300,000 people, to targeted harass this random guy because you didn't like his pushback on your political angry posts all the time. Not okay. So yeah, got to call this stuff out. This is bad behavior from celebrities. Like I said, this is against Twitter's terms of service 100%. I mean, geez, why would you do that? But it is targeted harassment, and it's no good. It needs to stop. This kind of thing, you always, they keep lying with the Kamala Harris thing, saying, oh, we're about Americans' dreams, and we have more in common. We want civility back. This is quite the opposite. It's very sick. Now, oddly, something happened. Like I said, I mentioned a redemption arc possibility here. Now, I'm going to hope that the behavior getting called out changes and that it makes people actually think. Maybe Robert Picardo is going to think about something, but I saw that he followed me the last couple of days, and he doesn't follow a lot of people. So I said, and I'm reaching. This is olive branch. I'll hand it out to Robert Picardo. Most people in this position block anyone who has different opinions. Though I wish he wouldn't have gone personal attack against me over politics. At least he's not one of those echo chamber types. Thank you for the follow, Doctor. Much respect. So maybe he's watching the criticism and paying attention. And if he is, I appreciate that. And I hope you do see that, we're not here just as, hate against you or whatever. I mean, you may hate us like that, but that's not our motivation. We want to make America great again over here, of course, and make science fiction great again, especially. But what we want is we want the hate to stop. We want the life ruination, the cancel culture stuff to stop. And that's kind of what we're about over here. But when you do stuff like this against a fan of yours and somebody who's frustrated because you're posting something incendiary, it's just a really bad look. That kind of behavior just needs to stop. Why don't you just do what you guys say all the time that should be done and be better? Thanks, Robert Picardo. Anyway, the offer's still open to come on the channel anytime, and I would love to talk about this stuff. Maybe we can change the country, bring everybody together. I'm not going to hold my breath or anything like that. I know how these things go, but this is an interesting start. Following me is a good play, and I hope that he learned something here. All right, you guys can follow me on Twitter too. I'd appreciate it. We're getting close to 10,000 followers. We're growing over there and growing over here. It's good stuff. Please make sure to sign up for the Fandom Pulse Substack. Don't miss any of your news. Hit the like and subscribe button and grab The Stars Entwined and its sequels on Amazon. You're going to love these books if you love science fiction. Thank you guys so much for making this a tremendous success over the last few months. Love the readers out there. We'll see you soon.